Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at Livingston Mall in Livingston, New Jersey. However, by the end of this video, I think most of you will agree that this mall should probably be renamed to Deadingston Mall or maybe Deadingston Mall. I haven't decided yet which one sounds better, but I think you'll see what I mean. So this mall was designed by Charles Luckman and Associates, was developed by N.K. Winston Corp., and opened in 1972. The original anchor stores were Bamberger's, which actually opened a year before the mall in 1971, Sears, M. Epstein's department store, which I've never heard of before, and Hain & Company. The mall has had a few different owners over the years, the two most recent being Simon Property Group, which owned the mall until 2022, and its current owner, Cohan Retail Investment Group. Cohan, not unlike Namdar Realty Group, is renowned for buying up struggling malls and other distressed properties with the supposed intention of revitalizing them. However, from what I've read, many people don't feel that Cohan has done nearly enough to revitalize this mall or even maintain it. So as we walk around the mall, let's see if we can find any evidence of these claims. And this is kind of weird. This store on the left, they've turned into some sort of playland, but this sign here says open play special, $15 half hour, $25 for an hour. So apparently they're charging kids to play in there? Not surprisingly, there's nobody playing in there. This is the old Sears. Sears was here from opening day until it closed in 2020. And for a short period after it closed, it was also a vaccination site. There's air coming out of here, blowing this tarp up. Here's a picture of what it looked like in 2019, about a year before it closed. I'm not sure how well it'll show up in the video here, but when I was walking through this mall, it seemed like a lot of the lights were off, and it almost felt like a mall where they had a partial power failure, or the mall was partially closed. It was really weird. It was a very dark mall. Luckily, my camera did brighten it up a bit, but yeah, it was very weird. If you look up to the second level, you can probably see what I mean about it being dark in here. You may also notice that this mall doesn't have a ton of customers right now. It was filmed on a Wednesday between about 12:45 p.m. and 1:30, so definitely not the busiest time of the week, but you would still expect to see more people than this if the mall were doing well, which it's clearly not. Okay, so this used to be Spencer's, according to that sign. It says they're moving. From what I understand, this mall was doing at least fairly well up until the thing hit in early 2020. I'm sure it had been declining before that, like with most other malls, but it seems like this mall was hit especially hard, and that it really hasn't recovered fully since then. In fact, in 2021, the township authorized a redevelopment study of the Livingston Mall to determine what could or should be done with the property. One drastic measure that was being examined was to officially declare the mall a, quote, area in need of development, which could possibly clear the way for the town to invoke eminent domain so that they could force the sale of the mall and even have it condemned. However, it seems like that option is a long shot, and rather the town seems to be working on a plan with the various owners of the property, which include Cohan, the owners of the former Sears, Transform Co., the parent company of the old Lord & Taylor, which apparently still has a 50-year lease left on its property, and Macy's. It's unclear what's actually going to become of the mall, but it seems to me that the mall, at least as it is today, probably only has a few years left, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. In the meantime, let's just take a look at all these empty stores here. I've definitely seen malls with more empty stores like Crystal Mall, Enfield Square, Monmouth Mall, but this one has got a lot more than most of the others I've been to recently. It's not looking good at all. As you can probably tell by the marble facade, this is where Lord & Taylor was located from 1985 until it also closed in 2020. Before that, this was the location of the original anchor store Hain & Company, which was here from opening day until sometime around 1985. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up. And for whatever reason, recently the views on my mall videos in particular have been way down compared to what they used to be. So if you want to see more videos like this, please remember to give me that thumbs up. It really helps the videos. Thanks. As I mentioned, there's a lot of empty stores in this mall. I've never been here before, so I don't know what most of them were. If you've ever been here before and you know what those stores were, definitely let me know in the comments. The sign on the gate there says be back in 10 minutes, but then it also says if the lights are off, we're closed. So I guess they're closed. And there's the Barnes & Noble, which I guess could be considered a junior anchor. Not sure what actually differentiates a junior anchor from a full anchor, but I'm going to go with junior anchor. And before we go on, let's get some candy out of the candy machine. And today I'm going to try some Skittles, which I've had before, of course. So I usually know what to expect with Skittles, but I wasn't expecting this. I don't think Skittles are supposed to crunch. Wow, really stale. Give my jaw a workout. Let's see if you can hear this crack. Not quite. All right. Yeah, based on how much those Skittles crunched and the fact that the glass container was almost empty, I would guess that they were multiple years old, like 3+ years old. But they weren't so bad that I couldn't keep eating them. They did soften up a bit after I chewed them for a while. Aw, elevator's out of order. This was kind of interesting. They had all these pianos on display, and as you might have heard earlier, somebody was playing them. I wonder if they put these back inside the store at night, or if they just leave them out like this. I would guess they probably put them away, but that seems like a lot of work. And how many pianos can they actually sell on a daily basis? It can't be a lot, can it? Closed for the season. Alright. I like this circular architecture here. I'm not sure what you'd call that, but it reminds me a lot of the Emerald Square Mall in Massachusetts, which just happens to be another dead mall. T-Mobile. Something else you might notice as we walk around here is everywhere it used to say Simon, for the owners of the mall, Simon Malls, they've actually blacked out the name Simon. And I guess they just didn't want to spend the money to replace the sign saying Kohan. Oh, there's cold air coming out of here. Looks like that used to be a salon. And this, of course, is the Macy's. This was the location of the original anchor store, Bamberger's. Bamberger's was here from 1971 until 1986, when it was converted into the Macy's. This is the only picture I could find of the Bamberger's. If you look towards the top of the picture, you can see Bamberger's name in the distance. This store, Hidden Treasures, looks really awesome. It's a collectibles store, and as you can see, there's just rows and rows of glass cases full of collectibles. That's kind of what I want my living room to look like, believe it or not. And it almost partially does now, but not quite like that. If I had had more time, I would have stopped in there for sure to take a look around, but I was on a really tight schedule, and I had like 7 more malls to see after this one, so I didn't have time. But if I'm ever in the area again, I'll make an effort to go in there and take a look around, assuming they let me film. And now, not only does this mall have an elevator that's out of order, the escalator is out of order as well. Here's the food court, and as I've said in the past, I think the condition of the food court is one factor in determining how well a mall is doing. And based on my count here, it looks like approximately half of the restaurants are open and half are closed. I think there might have been one more closed than was opened. So it's not doing great. I've definitely seen worse though. I'm not sure where the other original anchor store, M. Epstein's, was located, but from what I read, its location was taken over by Macy's. So possibly it was straight ahead where that Macy sign is today. I don't know. If anybody knows where it was for sure, please let me know in the comments. And of course, this was the upper level of the old Lord and Taylor. According to an old floor map I have of the mall, I think that big empty space straight ahead at one point was a Modell's Sporting Goods. And then it looks like it turned into some kind of mattress store after that.
Just a silly commercial.
This is the second level of the old Sears, and based on those escalators straight ahead, there is a third floor. Flashing lights are never a good sign. It looks fairly well maintained in there. Don't see any leaks in the roof or anything. Of course, there is a third floor, so if there are leaks, you wouldn't see them on the second floor anyways. So this used to be a store called Decor Home, Furniture and Mattresses, and like I said before that, it appears that this used to be a Model Sporting Goods. Thought this was kind of funny. Look up at this monitor here and it says no signal. I read something online that apparently fairly recently those were working, but they still said 2022 on them. So it looks like those haven't been working for at least a couple of years now. Now don't go anywhere yet. Like usual, I'm going to do a drive around of the mall and we can see what it looks like from the outside. But in the meantime, now that you've seen the inside of the mall, let me know, what do you think? Is this a dead mall, a dying mall, or is it doing just fine? I would say it's minimum dying, and I would argue that I would probably consider this a dead mall. It feels like it's just over the threshold for me to say it's dead. But let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, here's the old Sears, which closed in 2020. And it doesn't look to me like the exterior of this Sears was ever updated. It looks very much 1972 to me. They still have the old Lord and Taylor sign up over the entrance there. I would think they would have taken that down by now. I mean, it's been 4 years since it closed. But I guess that costs money, so that's probably why they haven't done it. And here's the Macy's, which, like I said, was originally the Bambergers up until about 1985, 1986. This building also looks to me like it has not been updated since the mall opened. It also kind of looks like they haven't paved the parking lot since the mall opened either. I'm sure that's not true, but the parking lot definitely needs some work. And here's the old Lord and Taylor building, which before that was Hain and Company. The bushes and trees out here look to be a little bit overgrown. I would guess that if the Lord and Taylor was still open, they would have trimmed them down so you could at least see the sign. Here's where the Models used to be, and if you look really closely, you can still see the label scar where it says Models Sporting Goods. And then here's the old Sears again. It's kind of hard to see, but above the doorway there, they actually have a screen in front of that facade, whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing to keep out birds from nesting in there. And there you have it. That's the Livingston Mall in Livingston, New Jersey. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs and, of course, flea markets. And possibly some other types of videos, too. You never know. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.